Good morning. Welcome to Unity. We are a community that honors all faiths and honors all people. So we welcome you in the name of all that is holy and all that is good. So we have a full agenda this morning. Our speakers this morning are Dale Pettigrew and Ginny Hout, and they're sharing the time and sharing their journey to unity. If you're a visitor here this morning, if you'll just raise your hand, Courtney would love to give you a welcome packet. Welcome, we're glad you're with us this morning. So each week we have a prayer chaplain. And the prayer chaplain has moved from the library into the Myrtle Fillmore room, so it's a little more private. So when you go down the hall, Gerald has made some signs that will point you to this special room that we have. And Jenny is our prayer chaplain today, and she will be there waiting to pray with you, whether you have a joy to pray about or a concern to pray about. So we have just a little special announcement this morning.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Calling out around the church, are you ready for a little fun? Summer's here and the time is right for a potluck in the sun. We're eating in the backyard after the service 2 weeks from today. All we need is people, sweet people. There'll be fun for everyone. We'll have conversations and cold libations underneath Gerald's big tent. Oh, it doesn't matter what you wear, just as long as you are there. So come on, everyone, bring some food, celebrate a summer's mood annual picnic, a party in the yard. That's an invitation for congregation, a chance for folks to meet. They'll be laughing and mingling and people bringing food for all to eat. August 27th, annual Unity Potluck. Meats and tempeh provided. Annual Unity Picnic. And you're all invited. Annual Unity Potluck. Picnic.
So tell me where you're going to be that day. Unity under the tent. And I think our announcements have just been raised to a higher vibration. Janice has an announcement.
Good morning. You may have seen it advertised next Saturday from 10 to 1 here at Unity. We are having an open art studio, and we invite you to come and join us. There will be lots of supplies there, and if you would like to just try your hand at making some art, we would really like to have you there. Anisha can't be here today, but I'm going to quickly read. She wrote, "An artist, a creator, lives in each of our souls, whether or not we think of ourselves as artists. It is our divine inner child who, when free, naturally loves to play, to stack, to arrange, to discover color, texture, and to explore how it can be put together in a whole new way. A work of art can be a product of the creative process, but it is not the goal. The goal is to let go of what we think art is. Let go of self-judgment and let go to the creativity within each of us, all of us, and within our Creator. So please join us next Saturday. You can stay for a short time or the whole time. Thanks.
I'm going to try to make this brief. I want to remind you, under the Bird of Paradise is back there. There's a get-together board. And there's bikes and hikes and ukulele playing that are coming up. You kind of decide when they come up with the folks that have put their names there. But this Tuesday, the third Tuesday, there's tea and talk at 10 at our house. So that information is back there too. The main thing I'm up here to tell you for, this is a new announcement. This has never happened at Unity before. We are going to have a marketplace. And the marketplace is going to be back there, and people can sign up with different activities that they want to donate, or events that they want to donate to the church, and then the people in the church in 3 weeks can come back and purchase them. And it can be like a mystery dinner, a concert, services like walking your dog, art classes, music classes, anything like that. So come back after the church to get more information. We have a sign-up sheet for you to fill out for the event you want to host or the activity, and we'll talk about it again next Sunday too. And I think Joellen might have something up her sleeve for that too. So see you next Sunday, and hope to see you in the back. We'll let you know when the marketplace is open. Thanks.
For sure, this is the place of what's happening now, right? Okay, so the rest of the announcements for September are all listed in your bulletin, along with Joel Goldsmith's class. So let's just say our Unity opening together. Our unity centers us in light and peace, allowing us to recognize our God within and to radiate that love to the world.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Nice to be back with you again. Good to see everybody. Thanks. I don't condemn, I don't convert. This is a calling, have you heard? Bring all the lovers to the fold. No one's gonna lose their soul. All my days I've been searching to find out what this life is worth. Through books and Bibles of time, I've made up my mind. Oh, love is my religion. 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 And you can take it or leave it. You don't have to believe it. I don't wanna fight. Hey, let's go fly a kite. There's nothing we can't cure, and I'll hold you in my arms for sure. So don't let nobody try to stop us. Free spirits have to soar. With you I'll share this gift that we now know. 'Cause love is my religion. 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 Oh, all we need is love. Yeah. All we need is love. Love is all we need. All we need is love, love. All we need is love. True story.
Good morning. Oops, I'm a little taller than Sharon. Sorry, Sharon. Dale selected for the reading today, reading from Richard Bach's book, Illusions. Illusions is the companion story to Jonathan Livingston Seagull. He says, what if somebody came along who could teach me how my world works and how to control it? What if I could meet a super advanced? What if a Siddhartha or Jesus came into our time with power over the illusions of the world because he knew the reality behind them? And what if I could meet him in person if he were flying a biplane, for instance, and landed in the same meadow with me? So the selections that Dale made are these. You are led through your lifetime by the inner learning creature, the playful spiritual being that is your real self. Don't turn away from possible futures because you're certain you don't have anything to learn from them. You're always free to change your mind and choose a different future or a different past. There's no such thing as a problem without a gift for you in its hands. You seek problems because you need their gifts. The bond that links your true family is not one of blood, but of respect and joy in each other's life. Rarely do members of one family grow up under the same roof. Argue for your limitations, and sure enough, they're yours. Imagine the universe beautiful and just and perfect. Then be sure of one thing. The is has imagined it quite a bit better than you have. The cloud does not know why it moves in just such a direction and at such a speed. It feels an impulsion. This is the place to go now. But the sky knows the reasons and the patterns behind all clouds. And you will know too when you lift yourself high enough to see beyond your horizons. You're never given a wish without also being given the power to make it true. You may have to work for it, however. The world is your exercise book, the pages on which you do your sums. It's not reality, although you can express reality there if you wish. You're also free to write nonsense or lies or tear the pages. The original sin is to limit the is. Don't. Your conscience is the measure of the honesty of your selfishness. Listen to it carefully. Every person, all the events of your life are there because you have drawn them there. What you choose to do with them is up to you. The truth you speak has no past and no future. It is, and that's all it needs to be. Here's a test to find whether your mission on earth is finished. If you're alive, it isn't. In order to live free and happily, you must sacrifice boredom. It's not always an easy sacrifice. Don't be dismayed at goodbyes. A farewell is necessary before you can meet again. And meeting again after moments or lifetimes is certain for those who are friends. The mark of your ignorance is the depth of your belief in injustice and tragedy. What the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the master calls a butterfly.
All right, the next song we're going to sing is Amazing Grace. We're going to get all of y'all to help us sing. And if anybody in the choir wants to come up here and lead the way with us up here, please come join us.
Amazing grace.
first verse again, a cappella.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a soul like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good morning. The cake is done. I was born and raised in Denver. My mother was raised Mormon. My father was raised Catholic. Neither of them practiced much. When I was about 6, my mother decided that my brother and I should be introduced to church. So the three of us began attending the LDS meetings, but I never felt like I belonged. Our church attendance dwindled as I entered my teens. I came to CSU, got married, graduated with a BA in English, teaching secondary education. My student teaching convinced me I did not want to teach. My husband and I moved to Green Mountain Meadows in Livermore in '79, building our home ourselves and doing extensive gardening. We were early back to the landers. In 1982, I got a job with a brand new publishing company in Loveland, Interweave Press. I was introduced to llamas by a coworker and found that they were a perfect fit. My husband and I were avid backpackers. Llamas would carry the gear. They were easy on the terrain, very easy keepers, and would provide fiber for my textile pursuits. And there was a good market for offspring. I was introduced to a method of training, more appropriately called teaching llamas and their human handlers. I became an instructor and conducted workshops around the country. I found that teaching llamas is often a whole lot easier than teaching humans. Also, as part of my work for the publisher, I organized gatherings, conferences, just for hand spinners, the Spin-Off Autumn Retreat. The retreats were tremendously successful, and I developed a very close family of hand-spinning friends. On Sunday mornings, the last day of the retreat, I organized a sunrise meditation, a free choice event where spinners gathered and shared readings, poems, songs, all in celebration of spirit. Amazing Grace was one of my favorite songs. Meanwhile, my husband's oldest brother introduced us to TM, transcendental meditation. I began to practice, sometimes regularly, sometimes sporadically. In 1998, a Lama friend introduced me to dances of universal peace. The dances began to fill a need for spiritual connection and community. I helped bring Sarah Rain here to talk about the dances and Sufism. In 2008, I had a bicycle accident. I wasn't wearing my helmet. I experienced a traumatic brain injury. I was in a coma for 4 weeks and on life support for several weeks. I had to relearn everything. We were again living in Fort Collins. When I was fairly recovered, a former work colleague, Peggy Meese, contacted me and invited me to attend a service at Unity. I immediately felt at home. The medical community did an incredible job repairing me physically. Unity has helped repair my soul. I have most often thought of myself as a human doing rather than a human being. I have valued myself by what I could do and how well I did it. The accident radically changed my ability to do. Unity is teaching me the value of being. As Rev Sharon encouraged, to dance in the rain. My title, Cake is Done, comes from my mother-in-law, who was a terrific cook and who often taught her sons that the job, the project, the action, the activity is finished. The cake is done. Mary Frances, I have to confess, my work is not finished and my cake is not done.
That was lovely, Dale. Good morning, friends. I'm Ginny Hout, and I'm going to share my journey with the divine. I believe you've all heard the saying that we're spiritual beings going through a physical experience. My physical experience in this lifetime began on January 4th, 1956. I was the third child born to William and Patricia Hout. I had an older brother, 3 years older than me, a sister that was just 16 months older than me, and then 2.5 years after I was born, another little brother. I grew up with my siblings in a small town in Wyoming called Pinedale. When I was growing up, the population of this town was 1,200 people. My parents worked very hard to provide for us, and they saw that we all had opportunity. I learned to swim and do water activities in a glacier lake called Fremont Lake, which was 4 miles from our town. I learned to ski at our ski resort, and also I ski raced. My family did not attend church on a regular basis, and there was a community congregational church just 1 block from our house, and we did attend there occasionally. At the age of 19, I married my high school sweetheart. The minister from that congregational church is the one that officiated our wedding, and 6 years later, we welcomed a daughter. In 1984, my sister, who was teaching elementary school in the town of Pinedale, decided that she wanted to work on her master's and become a school counselor.
And so she applied to CU Boulder to go to graduate school. And she was accepted. And the reason she wanted to go back to school was she had been teaching these children and could see that there was a lot of effect from alcoholism. There was a lot of alcoholism in the town I grew up in. So my sister, myself, and my daughter left Pinedale and moved to Colorado. I left an unhealthy marriage and an abusive husband. I went to see an attorney in Boulder to find out how to get a divorce, and I was told, well, you'll have to get a Wyoming lawyer because that's where you lived. But there's no mistakes. God guided me to this attorney because he was an angel. One of the definitions for angel is a person of exemplary conduct or virtue. This attorney could tell that I was, leaving a marriage, I had a child, I was a single parent, and so he let me come and work for him for free, and he trained me to be a legal secretary. I later went to school in the evenings in Denver at the Denver Community College to get my paralegal certificate. The legal field was my entire adult profession until I retired in 2020. I was a single mom for 10 years, and during the later part of that 10 years, I had this desire and this feeling in my soul to find a church community. Myrtle Fillmore, mother of Unity, at one time stated, all of us, sooner or later, come to a place in our development where we are no longer satisfied to go on living the old life. Without knowledge of our oneness with God, the source of our being. Sometimes when we reach this point in our soul's progress, we do not at first know what is taking place. We become restless and dissatisfied. We may go through experiences which we do not understand. We may even be tempted to think that our good has gone from us. But just as surely as there is God, the one presence and the one power, we shall find that we are not going from one room, but into a larger room full of light. I attended several different denominations, their Sunday services, but nothing resonated with me. The attorney I was working for at the time was a woman. Her name is Christine Coates. I worked for her for 8 years of my work history, and she and I are today very good friends. But I talked to her about my desire to find a church community, and she said, Ginny, I think you should try Unity. I went to Unity of Boulder's Sunday service. Jack Groverland was the minister, and I remember sitting through his talk with tears streaming down my face. His words touched my heart and were the truth that I knew inside. I became a member. I got involved. I taught Sunday school, and I did a 1-year course of miracles, which was life-changing, and it was another step in my journey to the divine. I came to a place in my life where I wanted a life partner, someone to share my life with. Unity of Boulder had a singles group, and I started to attend. In Jesus' words, ask, and it will be given to you. Search, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened. That's Matthew 7:7. One night at the singles group, I was manning the entrance table, and this man walks in. I introduce myself, and I ask him his name, and he tells me his name is Dennis Gibson. We talk. He asks me out on a date. I accept. We go to the Boulderado to have dinner, and we run into his sister and his brother-in-law. Then he tells me that he was out on a date with another girl a week earlier, and they ran into his sister and his brother-in-law. Interesting, yes. Dennis tells me that, our dating continued, and we eventually decided we wanted to live with one another. So we found a builder that we liked, and we built a home in Thornton, Colorado. We moved into our new home. Then we went on a honeymoon to the Bahamas. And then we got married. The order of things were a bit different this second time for both he and I. Jack Groverland married us on April 17th, 1993, and our children were our attendants. Dennis has 2 boys, Eric and Elton, a daughter named Lisa, and my daughter's name is Natasha. The boys were his groomsmen, and the girls were my bridesmaids. Unity of Boulder was our church home. As long as we lived in Thornton, we would drive there on Sundays for church. Dennis and I have lived in 3 other places since building our home in Thornton, and everywhere we've lived, we've found a Unity church. Interesting fact is that the drive from our home to the Unity church has always been 30 minutes. My journey with the divine began in 1956, and it continues today, and it will continue in this lifetime until my soul leaves this body. Unity is my spiritual path, and Unity's 5 principles are what I will endeavor each day to understand, to practice, and to live by. The 5 Unity principles. 1, God is absolute good, everywhere present. 2, human beings have a spark of divinity within them, the Christ Spirit within, the very essence of God, and therefore they are also inherently good. 3, human beings create their experiences by the activity of their thinking. Everything in the manifest realm has its beginning in thought. 4, prayer is creative thinking that heightens the connection with God and therefore brings forth wisdom, healing, prosperity, and everything good. 5, knowing and understanding the laws of life, also called truth, are not enough. A person must also live the truth that he or she knows. Unity of Fort Collins is my current church home. I would like to share what being a member of Unity of Fort Collins means to me. Number 1, when I arrive on Sunday, I'm greeted with a smile and a hug, love expressing. 2, ministers and speakers provide me with spiritual truth and thought-provoking content. 3, Unity of Fort Collins provides me a place to serve. 4, Unity of Fort Collins is a community of many friends who I consider to be my spiritual family. I would like to end by expressing gratitude for the opportunity to share my journey with the divine, gratitude for each of you here in the sanctuary, and gratitude for all of those of you that are online. Namaste. like you all to join me for a few minutes for a quiet, guided meditation on light. I'd like you all to get comfortable. Just relax your muscles. Close your eyes. Take a couple slow breaths. As you allow your mind to still, shift your attention to your inner space. Connect with the source of life within. The place where you experience peace, love, and light. You are the light of the world. As an expression of divine light, you tune into your inner light. Imagine divine light shining within you. It radiates from you and it turns into divine light. As it shines forth, it is a beacon of peace on your path. Guidance for the way ahead and comfort for every step on the way. As you embrace this light, your light shines forth and it brings peace and love everywhere you go, to all you come in contact with. Stay open to your inner light the rest of the day, and may it bless you in every step. Be still and know.
May the blessings of God rest upon me. May God's peace abide in me. May God's presence illuminate my heart now and forevermore. May the blessings of God rest upon you. May God's peace abide in you. May God's presence illuminate your heart now and forevermore. May the blessings of God rest upon us. May God's peace abide in us. May God's presence illuminate our hearts now and forevermore. Now and forevermore.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts, Dale and Ginny. You've opened your hearts, and so therefore our hearts are open. Thank you for that. And so we come to the time in our service where we participate in the taking of the offering to support this ministry. So I'd like the ushers to come forward, and let's bless the offering with the words on the screen. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
the clouds. All the silver linings are clear to me now. It's so beautiful to me. And it was a breath of love. I didn't know what it was. I would know soon enough. It was a breath of love, a breath of love. I look over the trees and the grass. I look over the future and the past. It's all clear to me now that it was a breath of love. I didn't know what it was, but I would know soon enough. It was a breath of love, a breath of love. Even in the darkest times, keep running to seek out the light, out the light, out the light. 'Cause everything has a side, has a side, has a side. Everything has a side that is bright today. I look over the mountains and see all the clouds. All the silver linings are clear to me now. It's so beautiful to me, beautiful to me. Even in the darkest times, keep running to seek out the light, out the light, out the light. 'Cause everything has a side, has a side, has a side. Everything has a side that is bright today. And it was a breath of love. I didn't know what it was. I would know soon enough. It was a breath of love, a breath of love. I would know soon enough. It was a breath of love, breath of love, a breath of love. Didn't know what it was. It was the breath of love, the breath of love. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Thank you.
Joellen, you better come back up here. We got something special. Look. Oh. No kids.
Thank you.
It's August. Anybody have a birthday this month? Otis. Otis! Where are you, Otis?
Where's Otis?
Kids. What are you going to do with them? Okay, so we have no one except Otis. He's not here. Okay. Okay, then. No, that's okay. Okay, never mind. Okay, I'm giving it back to you.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here on this special day when we have these it's great sharing. Thank you again for that. And thank you for our musicians, all of you. After the service, if you'd like to go to lunch with us, we have a group going to lunch at the Rainbow, so please join us if you would. So if there's nothing else, by the way, there's vegetables for sale outside. If you don't want to go to lunch, you can cook your own vegetables. And back there at the table, there's the marketplace people. I trust that each and every one of us will come up with some project or something that we can share with the community and do a little fundraising through it. Okay, I guess we just circle up then. So together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.